Friends. Family. Cousins. Welcome to another Cousin Billy game. This time we're playing, whoa. Slay the Princess. I don't know too much about this game, just that I saw people on the internet saying, yeah, it's a game, alright. It is a game. So I figured, give it a shot. Looked a little scary. So why don't we just do that? Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, can the narrator please explain why it's the end of the world? The end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? It seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Consider that maybe I'm okay with the world ending. Oh my god, there's so many choices. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Okay. What are you talking about?
Talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees.
Yes, I get what the fucking end of the world. Oh shoot, I just realized.
No more people. You have to put an end to her.
Maybe I need to make. Where do I go? Whoa! I'm in the air. What should I do? Should I make myself smaller? Maybe smaller and put myself up here. That's weird though, right? I wish I could be like, can I make myself translucent? Hold on, hold the phone. Boom, baby, now I look like Casper. What's up? Now you can read and see me. Isn't that awesome? I think it's kind of awesome. Why does it look? Hold on. 1 second. One more second. Okay. Okay. We're back. So it still doesn't explain. But how can a princess locked away in the basement end the world? Tell me why she's. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you said that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world? But how can a princess locked? Yeah, how is she gonna do it?
Linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
I just don't want to kill princesses.
You might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you ever considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this
Please,
situation.
let me know.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to
Fair.
this.
Okay, I see your point.
If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin
Alright.
everything.
Narrator's being fair
Yes,
there.
Of course. You do your job and slay her.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than
That's
slaying
fair.
a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Okay.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. seamstresses contribute something of value to
That
society.
actually, fuck, the narrators, that brings up good points. Can someone else do
If
this?
only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world
Of
ending?
course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Like it's some sort of reward for doing this? Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, the world won't end. That's a reward.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward.
Oh,
just
we
for
we
you.
like a good special
Whatever
reward.
you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Yeah, everyone gets to live. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to
I guess we'll
face.
just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's go in the cabin, I guess.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
Fucking
bare.
knife.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, let's take
You
it.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Let's go in the basement. I mean,
The door to the basement.
we gotta be
cracks
careful.
open, revealing a
Princess could be
staircase
dangerous.
faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yeah. Nuh-uh. Look, I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do, after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Fine, we'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with
She's
the princess
creepy looking.
face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Relationship? Are you coming on to me? Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Voice in my head. No, without even knowing why, that'd be ridiculous. You know why I'm here to kill you? You're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Why not? You didn't say that was a secret.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
How long have you
Just
been
how
down
long
here?
has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No. Yeah, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am to trust them. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons. No. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
The voice of the hero is talking to me. Like, as a player.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Sketchy. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
Cutting her
Right?
arm off?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess, baby. Fine, I'll try and get her out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy,
I'm
far too
simping.
solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
So why didn't whoever locked her away just kill her? Maybe the key's still alive. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Well, that's fucking crazy.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Okay, yeah, I mean, she has been locked away here for an undisclosed amount of time.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oh god.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts
Let me outta here.
are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task
Well,
is
this isn't
done.
making me want to do it. Alright, let's go back
You
down.
make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
No, I need to know. To save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's
Oh,
arm,
shit.
just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before
Okay,
long, you're able
maybe
to
she
crack through
will
bone, and
end
she
the
pulls
world.
the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
But the door's still locked, right?
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Whoa, look at my arm.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do
Yeah, the
that.
narrator.
Watch me.
Ooh, I can warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Whoa. What the fuck?
Maybe
Am
I'll
I
see
the
you in
baddie?
another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing.
But she's not normal
from your
either.
neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2. The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you
But
don't, it
This is
will
just
be
the
the
same
end
as
of the world.
chapter 1. Wait, hasn't this already
It
happened?
hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Voice of the skeptic.
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's
Well,
got
who
to
are
be a way
you?
out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's
Good
the latter,
question.
what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there
Oh.
lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the
She
world?
just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask
Can you
for?
explain why I turned into a gross monster?
Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
My pockets?
put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope
Oh,
with the
maybe I still
words,
have
"The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her.
Yeah, that is
This
actually my
is an
handwriting.
immutable truth."
Okay, so you can manipulate the world. It's just like you can you've already manipulated me, like controlled my body to do these things. I don't believe a fucking like letter that I wrote. You know what I mean?
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Who locked? Well, no, I want to know more. Who locked her in the basement? What is in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you
Who?
what this
Who's
place
people?
is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Why wouldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? Yeah, why wouldn't they?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy.
Is it because I have
if
like
that
free
helps.
will in
It's
this
just the way
story?
things are.
Kind of free will. Not really though.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling
I
me?
told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate.
I just
an
want to know
otherwise
more.
very
Like,
simple situation
fucking
and make
throw
your
me a
job more
goddamn
difficult.
bone.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something,
Oh.
but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Okay, sorry. That's
Great.
all.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
What if we just leave?
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Yeah, the thing that matters is where I'm not going. I'm not going to the cabin. Quietly continue on the path. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll see.
We will. Good. Going back to the cabin is the only way we can get to the bottom of things.
That's true.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Alright, we go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
Definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a
Weird.
mirror.
What?
There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
What do you mean?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Well, let's go to the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and
What
rub
the
your
fuck?
hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. I'm
Let's go to
afraid
the
I'm going to
basement.
insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting
The
us
last
go
time I
down
took
there
the blade, it ended badly.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that. Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world ending monstrosity your only weapon. Because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon. Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay? I'm trusting you.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Thanks. I mean it.
Go in the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock
Ooh,
eyes
she's
with
even
the
more
princess.
chained up. That's
She looks
not
up
the
at you,
princess.
the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
That's not the princess
The
we saw
chains
before.
binding both her
What the
wrists
fuck?
to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose,
Yeah, what
there
the
would be
fuck?
something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Let's sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
What happened after I died the other? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Then why do you look
I
different?
guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Okay.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals?
Yeah,
We don't
exactly.
have to talk in circles.
Thank you, Skeptic.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
Hold on. 1 second. Tracking Krista. Oh my god. There is a lot of traffic right now.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. Get it? It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Huh.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the
Why?
sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
You were asking about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head is in a shackle too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
What the fuck does that mean?
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
I might have to do that because I don't know what she fucking means by that.
Seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Yeah, but then what? She can't get out.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him.
The hero's voice was very low.
We can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Ambulatory. She's gonna trust you as you have to distrust me, right? Yeah, you realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right?
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
Oh, let me actually hold on one second. I just realized. Capture cursor. I haven't captured the cursor, but I have a little cursor in this game. Yeah, you can see it now. It's a little hand with a knife.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out.
Stab, 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 stab. I think I'm just gonna leave you here, actually. Can we just inspect the shackle?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
No, we should inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
I'm scared.
Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade.
What fucking magnetism? What the fuck is this?
Skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Do you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Alright, I guess we just
You
wait
and
in
the princess
silence.
wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe.
So I'm guessing we know that someone didn't just put her in those things. She must have been close to those, and like that could be the other thing, is that they were the chains were close to her. It's weird that the magnetism didn't affect the knife in the first round. You know what I mean? Like when we cut her out and then send the blade
It
flying.
isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does.
Yeah, it
Your
does.
line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Still rude.
Alright, let's just wait.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change.
What
the
the
decay
fuck?
comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the
Lichen?
walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved.
That's true.
Yes, she hasn't.
So this is how she survived, even if like no one kills her.
Even more silent time passes as
Holy
you watch
shit.
roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Hello? But you don't get the chance to respond. Something's taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
How would we even go about looking for her? The narrator's gone. I don't know where she went, and I don't even know how we even go about looking
If
for
there's
her.
even a her to find anymore. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
The narrator's
is.
gone.
Does that mean the world ended? It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
I always assumed that like my character was the hero, but I am separate from the hero. So in my mind there is the narrator, the skeptic, the hero, and then there's my player character.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Let's go
I
to the
beg
mirror.
you, don't do this.
Mirror never scared
It's
you before.
different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Oh, we gotta see it. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Something finds me in the line and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish
What?
to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
What? The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
So you're using the princess as a vessel.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
I don't know. Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Wow.
The space we're in
Thank
is
you, I
vacant.
think.
Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness.
So it
I could
wasn't
not
you.
have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess? I mean, you're not, but what?
She is part of me,
Oh.
and part of me is her.
But you were always a princess, or are you just making her a part of... But were you always a princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins?
Yes, no, you're wrong. That does matter. Was it always the case, or are you just Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
So what happens now?
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There
Fuck.
is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
More perspectives. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are
Ugh.
to find.
Thanks, that's helpful.
I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
What if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'm ready. Just make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Interesting. Oh, well, it rats me out. God damn it! I wish it wouldn't just like do that shit.
You're here to slay her.
Princess. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution! Wow. So we're back to square one. We have no other voices. She wants to see more perspective, like more different changes, more of who I could potentially be. More, because like that's the only person, like I'm the only person she's ever experienced. So she wants to see more of humanity from me, I think. I don't know. I think we have to take a deep think about this on what choice we want to make for this run. But we did a full run of the game in one sitting, so it was interesting. But yeah, man. It's a good game. It's an interesting game so far. I'm curious to see more.